Good Sunday morning. It is the 22nd of December 2024. It's a few days away from Christmas, and it's a cold one. Today is going to be one of the coldest of the year. Highs in the upper 20s, around 30. We did have off and on snow showers overnight from the wraparound and moisture off the Great Lakes, if you can believe it. Just able to make it down here because there was enough moisture in the air to keep them going. It's pretty cool clouds yesterday, too, with those snow showers, if you got a chance to look at them. So here's a different view. Here's the whole continental look here, the northern North America. Wanted to show kind of what's going on in general. Here we are, way down here, if you can see us right about here in Northern Virginia. And we get this big high pressure that's bringing in the cold air from the north. It's going to move up into this region and then kind of just hang around, and you're going to see colder air kind of get dammed up here east of the mountains kind of all next week. And when you have moisture coming off the ocean, you could get fog, you get a lot of cloudy conditions. It's just not going to be a sunny, super sunny week. We will have sunshine, but it won't be as sunny as usual, especially as the day progresses. Still cold, especially tonight. I would not be surprised to see a few single digits, although I think low teens seems to be the nature of things. And as of now, there was some moisture potentially around late Monday night into Tuesday morning. That may potentially kick off a flurry or snow shower, even some light drizzle or rain. And again, that's partially because of this easterly flow that we have and a little bit of a disturbance here along a little front, like what we call backdoor cold front. Not sure if that's going to materialize. It's only a really small 20% chance that that's going to happen. Late in the week, we could get some moisture to kind of pop up in the area. Again, that easterly flow off the ocean and maybe a front to the west, bringing the rain. It won't be cold enough, really, for snow. It'll be close. So, who knows? There could be some mixing somewhere in those areas. We'll have to see. And as we go into the first week of January, again, I'm going to call it unknown. The reason why I'm showing this bigger map here of all the continent, I just want to show you what the pieces are that are coming together for potential what could be a very cold January. But I think timing on the outbreak is going to be interesting to see. And when I say outbreak, I do mean it could get really cold. So we'll have to see how things go. All right, here we go. We're going to progress forward. You can always see what day we're on up here in the left. So here we are tomorrow. Cold air. It is retreating to an extent. You see it kind of going up here. But if you look close enough, it's kind of hard to see because of the hard angle on that. But you can see these kind of drooping lines here. This is cold air that's dammed up against the east of the mountains. So it's not going to be super warm. It's not going to be cold as it was. It's not going to be super warm. Here's a low pressure system that's going to move off to the east. At one point, that looks like it may do something, but it's definitely not going to do anything for us at this point. Here's that front, that low. This is a warm front because there's warmer air behind it, associated with this high getting kind of booted out. But look at these bending lines here. Again, these ice bars here, bending and driving the cooler air that's low to the north. Will bring colder air down on the side of the north. Cold air. So we dam up that cold air, keeps it cool and very seasonable as far as temperatures, but also with that easily kind of off the ocean flow, it doesn't do good for us. So you can still see, here we are. We're all the way into Friday now, past Christmas. We still have the bending lines. We still have that cold air damming. It wants to warm up, but with the cold air at the surface, it's going to keep us chilly. So nothing really, really warm, which, hey, it's winter. It could stay wintry cold, Here it finally tries to relent, and this low pressure system from the south is coming, and it could bring us rain right around the new year or a little bit after. We'll have to see how this pans out. So this is a little bit before, actually. This is on the 30th, and then we go to the 31st. But I mean, it looks like just light rain and stuff around the 30th. We could use the rain. We're very, very dry. It still remain in a moderate, close to severe. I thought we were in severe, but we're still in a moderate drought. This again, it looks warmer, but not super warm. I'd say it's above normal for sure, temperature-wise. We do have southerly low winds here, so this should warm us up. I wouldn't be surprised to see some 50s. But now we're into the new year. I already think we're into an area where we're not sure exactly how things are going to pan out with the where this low goes. At one point it was over here, one point it was off the East Coast, one point it was up in the Northeast. So it's really hard to do. But what I am going to point out is this one interesting feature here, and that is we have a high pressure system. If you look here, this high links to this high, links to this high. And that's cold air coming all the way down from the other side of the world, basically. And that's what you call cross-polar because it's going across the North Pole. And it's coming down to the United States. Exactly how this pans out is going to be interesting to see because the trajectory is a little bit offset. This low here out in the just off the northwest part of the continental United States is going to be interesting to see how it influences things and exactly where the trajectory of the cold does go. The cold initially goes down here into the middle part of the country. It looks like a low is going to form. We do have high pressure up here to the north. We have a low here to the north as well. This low, it's all going to pan out into an interesting setup because things can work out right. Maybe we start to get some blocking here in the north. Blocking means that when if cold air does come around and we have to get a low pressure system, it'd be hard for the high pressure or the low pressure to bring in warm air. It would override the cold air in place and it could be snow. But it's really hard to say because this doesn't look like a super cold pattern here initially. And then it kind of warms up and then the cold air dumps out west. So I don't know. I think this is going to be totally different in iterations. Let me tell you why. Look at here at the 6Z. We'll go way out, so this is an earlier run. Look at here in the long range and see how different the pattern looks. Look how the cold air is pressing in. There's a close call with a storm there. It went to the west, but you see it's a much different look than what we have right now. So just to give you that kind of idea, I mean, this is way far out there. So I mean, I'm splitting hairs with stuff that probably isn't going to be true. Look at how different that is. There's a high now, where at the last one there was a low. So all it's saying is this high is now further north on the earlier run, but now we run this one. The low is way up here, and there's a high. It doesn't look anything close. So what happens when you have huge pattern shifts is you have a hard time for the pattern in the storm systems and the way. Sorry about the move of this. We're losing a lot of real estate, but basically what we're seeing is the model's going to have a hard time understanding timing of individual waves. We're talking way far off in the future. I would say the general trend is towards a colder looking pattern for sure. Exactly where that cold comes in, when it comes in, will be interesting, and then whether or not we get any precipitation will be interesting as well. It doesn't look super wet, like a wet pattern, but it does look like it's got potential for some storminess, maybe some smaller ones. There is probably a storm window coming in from the 5th to the 10th of January, but I mean, that's so far off, who knows when. Between then and now, it looks like we'll have some chilly air around until maybe around the new year. We warm up a little bit. Maybe there's some rain around that time, and then we'll have to see when the colder air comes in. All right, y'all. That was a long outlook. Hopefully you've seen the whole pattern and the whole look and the hookup of the cold air all the way across. It's called cross-polar flow. It's a certain specific type of pattern that is related to this. But anyway, we'll see if it pans out. Have a good one. Have a great week.